The sun has not yet risen. On the horizon, that special moment when gray and pink blend together. Neither night nor day, just a time in between. Aurora Nightwave stands atop the lighthouse. Her hands rest on the railing, gazing out at the endless ocean. Her hair, wavy in shades of sea blue mixed with silver, dances lightly in the wind. 27 years old. But in her eyes there is a much older wisdom, because she was born not just on this island, but into this lighthouse family. Her grandmother was the lighthouse keeper, her mother too, and now, Aurora. But Aurora is not an ordinary keeper. She is a lighthouse whisperer. She can speak to the lighthouse, and more importantly, the lighthouse answers her. This morning, the lighthouse is silent, very silent. Aurora knows this is not a good thing. She takes a deep breath. The salty sea air fills her lungs. She closes her eyes, listens. The waves crash against the rocks. As they crash, they create a rhythmic melody. Shack, shack, shack. This melody synchronizes with Aurora's heartbeat, as if the sea and she are one being. A seagull passes overhead. It cries out. Aurora smiles. "Good morning to you too, Zephyr," she says softly. The seagull cries once more in acknowledgement and flies away. Aurora opens her eyes. Now the sun has begun to appear on the horizon. A golden line divides the dark waters in two. The light spreads slowly. Every wave crest sparkles with the sun's touch. Beautiful. Always beautiful. But today, something is different. Aurora can feel it. The seashell necklace at her chest, inherited from her mother, is warming slightly. This is a warning. A storm is approaching. But this is no ordinary storm. Aurora knows this because the necklace only warms during special storms, magical storms. She turns, looking at the lighthouse tower. The ancient stone structure has been here for centuries, resisting waves, winds, storms. But Aurora sees small cracks between the stones. Time erodes everything. At the top of the tower is the glass lantern room. Inside, Aurora's most precious treasure, the ancient lantern, silver-framed, hand-carved with blue flames burning inside. But these flames are not ordinary fire. These are the flames of souls, the final breaths of lost sailor spirits. And these flames have been burning for 300 years. But tonight they may burn for the last time. Aurora walks toward the stairs. Each step echoes on the stone steps. The spiral staircase stretches upward. 127 steps. Aurora can count them all, even with her eyes closed. As she climbs, she looks at the old paintings on the walls. Her grandmother, her great-grandmother, ancestors going even further back. All of them whisperers of this lighthouse. All of them women who carried the same lantern, and in all their eyes the same burden, the same responsibility. She reaches the lantern room, opens the door. The creaking hinges welcome her. The room is circular, glass walls facing every direction, and in the center on the pedestal, the lantern. Aurora approaches slowly. She reaches out her hand but doesn't touch, just approaches. Around the lantern there's a faint shimmer, blue, green, purple tones dancing. "Good morning, old friend," Aurora whispers. "How are you today?" The lantern responds, no sound, but Aurora feels it. The lantern, tired, very tired. Aurora's heart tightens, she knows. Tonight is the big night. Aurora descends from the lighthouse tower. At the base of the tower is a small stone cottage. This is her home. One room, but comfortable. A bed, a table, a stove. Shelves on the walls, books, shells, old maps on them. The windows face the sea. Aurora lights the stove. The wood crackles. The flames come alive. Warmth fills the room. She puts water in a pot. She'll make seaweed tea, her grandmother's recipe. It warms the body, calms the mind. While the water boils, she goes to the window, looks outside. The island is small, perhaps 500 meters in diameter, mostly rocky. But on one side, there's a small sandy beach. Sometimes seals come there. Aurora loves them. She's even named them Jasper, Pearl, and Little Coral. Today, there's no one on the beach, just the waves caressing the sand. She looks at the sky. Clouds are gathering, gray, dark gray, almost black. Yes, the storm is definitely coming. The water boils. Aurora goes to brew her tea. The scent fills the room. Sea, salt, and a bit of mint. Soothing. She fills a mug, wraps her hands around it. The warmth warms her fingers. She sips slowly. The first sip is always the best. The warmth travels down her throat, warming her stomach. She sits at the table. On it is an old notebook, her grandmother's journal, leather-bound, pages yellowed, written in ink. Aurora found this last night in the attic, inside an old chest. As if her grandmother wanted her to find it, she found it just in time. She opens the journal, the first page. If you are reading this, Aurora, the time has come. The lantern is approaching its final night, and you must make a choice. I did not want to write this, but I must leave it for you to prepare. Tonight, the fire that has burned for 300 years will be extinguished, and to rekindle it, something must be sacrificed. Aurora holds her breath. She had read this before, but each time she reads it, the words feel heavier. A sacrifice, but what? She turns the page. Her grandmother has described the ritual in detail. The lantern feeds on souls. Lost sailor souls give it power, but once every 300 years, the lantern's own spirit weakens. To renew it, a whisperer must give something of herself, her most precious thing. Aurora reads and understands her most precious thing, her mother's spirit, because her mother was lost in a storm 7 years ago. But Aurora knows her spirit is still here, inside the lantern, protected by light. If Aurora renews the lantern, she will have to release her mother's spirit. Tears well up in her eyes, but she doesn't let them fall. She takes a deep breath. "Mother," she whispers, "tell me what I should do." Silence, only the sound of waves. She finishes her tea, stands up. She has much to do today. Aurora goes outside. The wind is stronger now. It whips her hair. Her sea-green coat flies behind her. She descends to the rocks. Here, special plants grow: sea lavender, salty thyme, and light kelp. These are needed for the ritual. She gathers carefully, picks each plant gently. "Thank you," she whispers to each one. Respect for nature is a whisperer's first rule. As she fills her basket, she hears a sound. Aurora! She turns. On the beach, a seal. Jasper, the old male seal, knows Aurora. Aurora approaches with a smile, crouches down. "Hello, Jasper. How are you today?" Jasper grunts, then slaps the water with his tail. This is the seal's "I'm worried" signal. "I know," Aurora says softly. "The storm is coming. But you're safe. Go to the cave. Stay there. I'll light the beacon. It will protect you." Jasper nods his head as if understanding, then dives into the water, swimming away. Aurora stands up, looks at the sky. The clouds are very close now. The first raindrops begin to fall. She needs to hurry. She returns to the cottage, spreads the plants on the table, then takes out a special mortar made of stone with ancient symbols carved into it. She puts the plants in the mortar, begins to grind slowly. The scents mix. Lavender, salty, slightly bitter, but cleansing. This mixture will purify the lantern. It must be prepared before the ritual. As she grinds, she hums an old song her grandmother taught her. The words are in a forgotten language, but the melody is universal. The ocean's melody. When the mixture is ready, she stores it in a small pouch, then puts it in her jacket pocket, now to wait until night falls. Aurora goes to the window. The rain is heavier now. Drops hit the glass, tip, 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 rhythmic, soothing. But Aurora's mind is not at ease, because when night comes, she'll have to make her hardest decision, her mother or her duty. The sun is setting, but today there's no real sunset, because the sky's already cloudy, just the light slowly diminishing. Gray, darker gray, then almost black. Aurora climbs the lighthouse tower, in her hand the pouch of mixture she prepared and her grandmother's journal. She reaches the lantern room. The lantern waits on the pedestal. But this evening, it looks different. The blue flames inside are paler, almost going out. Aurora's heart tightens. "You must hold on," she whispers, "a little longer." "I'm here." She approaches the lantern, opens the pouch, sprinkles the mixture around the lantern, creating a circular line, then speaks the words she read from the journal. "Sea and sky, fire and water, spirit and light, unite tonight. Let what is protected be renewed. Let what is lost be found. And I, Aurora Nightwave, Lighthouse Whisperer, speak to you." The words echo in the air. The lantern room begins to tremble, slight but perceptible. The flames inside the lantern glow a bit brighter. They're answering. Aurora reaches out her hand. Her fingers touch the lantern's silver frame, cold, but then slowly warming, energy flowing from the lantern to Aurora, from Aurora to the lantern. And at that moment, Aurora sees visions, memories, scenes from the past. First image, 300 years ago. The first whisperer lighting the lantern, a young woman resembling Aurora. In her hands, the same silver lantern, igniting the first fire, blue flames rising. Second image, a storm, terrible giant waves, a ship about to crash on the rocks. But the whisperer raises the lantern. Light guides the ship. The ship is saved. Third image, a death. The whisperer, aged, in her bed taking her last breath, but not afraid. Because she knows her spirit will live in the lantern, she has completed her duty. Fourth image, Aurora's mother, young, beautiful, smiling, holding baby Aurora in her arms. Baby Aurora looks at her mother, and her mother says, "One day this lantern will be yours, and you will be the best whisperer." Fifth image, storm night. Aurora's mother, holding the lantern. Waves surround the tower. Her mother sings, trying to calm the storm. But the storm is too strong. A wave hits the tower. Her mother is swept away, into the water, into the darkness, and the final image, her mother's spirit, inside the lantern, among the blue flames, peaceful but sorrowful, because she watches her daughter but cannot touch her. Aurora pulls her hand back. The visions end. Her breath has quickened. Her eyes are filled with tears. "Mother," she whispers, "you're still there." Inside the lantern responds. The flames dance, as if saying, "Yes, I'm here." Aurora sits on the floor, cross-legged, places her hands on her knees, closes her eyes. She breathes deep, slow, entering a meditation position, because before the ritual begins, she must prepare, mentally, spiritually, physically. Outside, the storm strengthens. The wind howls around the tower. Rain beats against the glass. Shock, shock, shock. But Aurora is calm, because she's the whisperer of storms, daughter of the sea. And tonight, she will face her greatest test. Night has fully fallen. Outside, there is only darkness and the storm. The wind is now like a roaring beast. The waves crash against the rock so powerfully that the entire tower shakes. Aurora is still in meditation, but now she opens her eyes. The time has come. She stands, faces the lantern, takes a deep breath. "Old friend," she says aloud, "I need to speak with you, no longer in whispers, openly." The lantern trembles, the flames grow brighter, listening. "I know you're tired. 300 years is a long time, and I need to renew you. But I know that for this, a sacrifice is needed." Aurora pauses, tears stream down her cheeks, and I know I must sacrifice my most precious thing, my mother's spirit. The lantern trembles violently, the flames glow even brighter, as if saying, "No, don't do this." Aurora smiles, a painful smile. But I cannot keep her. I cannot keep her trapped here in the lantern. That would be selfish. She holds the seashell necklace at her throat, inherited from her mother, now very hot, almost burning. "Mother," she whispers, "if you can hear me, please, give me a sign. What should I do?" Silence, only the sound of the storm. But then, something happens. Inside the lantern, the flames reshape themselves, and a silhouette appears. A woman's silhouette, Aurora's mother. Aurora holds her breath. "Mother." The silhouette moves, raises a hand, reaches toward Aurora, but doesn't touch, because the lantern's glass is in between. And then, a voice, very faint, very distant, but Aurora hears. "Let me go. Aurora, be free," Aurora cries, "but I'll lose you." Again, the silhouette shakes its head. "No, never lose me. I'm always in your heart." Aurora collapses to the floor. Her hands cover her face. She sobs because she understands. Her mother wants to go, wants to find peace, and Aurora, by holding on, is causing her pain. For minutes she sits there, crying. The storm continues outside, but Aurora's storm is inside. Finally she stands, wipes her eyes, takes a deep breath. "Okay," she says. Her voice trembles but is determined. "Okay, Mother, I'm letting you go, because I love you." The lantern glows softly, thanking her. Aurora begins the ritual. Aurora moves to the center of the circular line around the lantern, her arms open to both sides, eyes closed. She begins speaking in the ancient tongue. The words are powerful. Each word carries energy. "Ignis et aqua, spiritus et lux, libera quad captum est, renova quad vetus est." Fire and water, spirit and light, free what is captive, renew what is old. The words echo in the air. The lantern room glows. Lights dance on the walls. The flames inside the lantern are now very bright. Blue, green, purple, gold, all colors mixing, forming a spinning vortex. Aurora removes the necklace from her throat. Her mother's seashell necklace, the final connection. She holds the necklace toward the lantern. "This necklace connects me to you, Mother. But now I must sever this connection so you can be free." The necklace glows in her hand. The heat increases. Then, the necklace slowly begins to rise from Aurora's hand into the air. It floats toward the lantern and enters the lantern, the glass as if it weren't there. The necklace begins to melt into flames, and at that moment, an explosion, a burst of light, illuminating the lantern room, the island, perhaps the entire ocean, so bright that even the storm seems to have stopped. Aurora must close her eyes, too bright, but then, slowly, the light diminishes, softens, settles. Aurora opens her eyes. The lantern has changed, no longer just blue flames. Now, rainbow-colored light dances inside, alive, strong, renewed. And her mother's silhouette, gone. But Aurora is no longer sad, because she feels it. Her mother is now at peace, free, belonging where she is gone. Aurora smiles. Tears still flow, but this time they are tears of happiness. Goodbye, Mother. Rest in peace. The lantern responds softly. The lights pulse gently like a heartbeat, as if saying, "Thank you, my daughter." Aurora sits on the floor, tired, but at peace. The ritual is complete. The lantern is renewed, and Aurora is now truly free. Aurora has fallen asleep in the lantern room. After the ritual, her energy was completely depleted. But now, something awakens her. A warm touch, sunlight. She opens her eyes. Dawn. A new day is breaking. She stands, looks out the window. The storm has passed. The sky is crystal clear, blue. No clouds, just endless blue. And the ocean, calm, smooth, as if there had never been a storm. On the horizon, the sun is rising. Golden rays illuminate the water. Every wave sparkles. Aurora takes a deep breath. Clean air fills her lungs. She looks at the lantern, still glowing, but now softer, peaceful, renewed. She approaches it, places her hand on the silver frame, warm, comforting. "Thank you," she whispers, "for everything." The lantern pulses, as if saying, "Thank you too." Aurora smiles. She knows what she must do now. Continue, protect, guide, because she is Aurora Nightwave, the Lighthouse Whisperer, and her light will shine for another 300 years. Aurora steps outside. The morning air is fresh and clean. She walks down to the beach. The sand is smooth, washed clean by the storm. She sits at the water's edge, removes her boots, dips her feet in the gentle waves. The water is cool, refreshing, healing. She looks out at the horizon. The sun continues to rise, painting the sky in shades of pink and gold. In the distance, she sees a fin, then another. Dolphins. They leap and play in the morning light. Aurora laughs. The sound carries across the water. She feels lighter than she has in years. The weight she'd been carrying, the guilt, the grief, has lifted. Her mother is free. The lantern is renewed. And she is ready for what comes next. A seagull lands beside her. Zephyr. He looks at her with bright eyes. "Good morning," Aurora says. "It's a beautiful day, isn't it?" Zephyr cries out in agreement, then spreads his wings and takes flight. Aurora watches him soar, higher and higher, until he's just a speck against the blue. She stands, brushes the sand from her clothes, takes one last look at the calm ocean. Then she turns and walks back toward the lighthouse, her home. The lantern glows in the tower above, steady, strong, ready to guide any who might need it. And Aurora smiles, because she knows this is where she belongs. This is her purpose. This is her gift. She is the Lighthouse Whisperer, and she will shine her light into the darkness, guiding lost souls home, forever and always.